Justin Williams, big game player?
Yep, I think Game 7's Justin Williams.
Coach, was there a turning point in the second period that turned it around for you?
Not really.
Is there anything that Quick does that still amazes you at this point with all of his, acrobatics and great play over the last couple of years?
Made some big saves tonight, as did Niemi.
You put Brown back up with Coach Darryl Williams. Was that because of the Clifford injury or just to get a different look?
No, I think it was more getting Louis back on the wing, putting Brad at center, and moving Brownie from right to left just to try and the way they were, who they were playing, what they were doing.
Coach, Game 5, a lot of guys talked about being close to 60 minutes. How did this game compare to that one in regards to playing a full 60 minutes?
Well, I think the most important part of the series, as has been well documented, is the team that scored the first goal was the team that won the series, that won games, and that was the same tonight. So in terms of turning points or special players or anything like that, I think both teams are going to say that one team lost, one team won. We scored the first goal and were able to find a way.
How good was that team you just beat?
Pardon?
How good was that team?
They were good as us. We just scored, and it's a low-scoring series. It's crazy. What was it, 14 to, what did it end up? 14-10. So when you do it, it's 2 to 1.4 or whatever. So
It's a 2-1 league in the playoffs.
really, like when you do it, that's how close it is. So what's the difference? Point, whatever that is, that's the difference. And one game is overtime, one goal is an empty net goal. They're all, look at it. How many, 4 2-1 games? And 2 shutouts. Crazy. Reminds me of another Game 7, that Stanley Cup Finals that I was in that we lost. Tampa Bay beat us 2-1 in Game 7, and I think we outscored them in that series 12-10. Something like that. Give both teams lots of credit. Tough to win. It's tough to lose.
You mentioned yesterday, Darryl, that some guys, they step up in big games, whether it's Game 7 or any clinching game, that guys you've played with, guys you've coached, and Justin Williams' record in a 7th game is pretty obvious.
Yep. Yeah, and it's good to see him too, because it's a confidence thing for them. He, his game is about scoring and offense, and when he doesn't, then there's parts of him that sag, and so it was good to see. Quite honest, you think about the number of guys that have been in big games on both teams that played really well tonight, and you could, when you're standing there coaching, you could see them. Don't forget both goalies too, right? How they've been in big games, and Niemi hasn't been talked much about. Jonathan is the goalie on the defending team, but remember, Niemi was a big part of Stanley Cup in Chicago too.
You won 14 in a row at home. Safe to say you're rooting for Detroit tomorrow?
Regular season doesn't mean screw all to me, to be quite honest.
Coach, did the club get stronger tonight in the Game 7, growing as a team?
I think we were competing as hard as we could, and we tried to start the game with a full tank, and I think we had some guys that were on empty at the end.
Did ultimately the adversity in the first round help you at all in this series?
I think every team that makes the playoffs goes through a lot of adversity. That's the only thing you get from regular season. And to win a round, you've got to go through adversity. I know you're a little bit taken by surprise this year because you think the team should win every game they play. But that doesn't happen like that very often, ever. Never.
How close is this team to last year's team?
Not close yet. Not even half close.
Getting a few days now, Darryl.
Geez, that's the thing. Depends on winter when you start. So, either way, what are they saying? You guys,
Friday if it's Detroit.
Friday home if it's Detroit, Saturday if it's Chicago. So either way, we're practicing traveling, or traveling Thursday. Just wait and see. Got to get a hotel room. Got to get airplane.
Don't forget your glasses.
Don't forget my glasses. Hope for 3 overtimes tomorrow. Hey.